Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm obviously in the middle of typing an article. If you look, I always do this wrong. Over here. And it's about greenhouse again. And I'm making sure I stay kind of like as a watchdog, because when a company decides to deliver a new idea to us, especially in the sneaker community and streetwear or whatever you want to call it, on the sneaker business side, it's important that we all pay attention and look at it and say, hey, what exactly is this doing, and really is it benefiting the small guy? Because there has to be an advocate for real startups. Now, this is not a diss to the people that Foot Locker Greenhouse has chosen to integrate into their launch of Greenhouse. I understand what's happening here. So what you'll see is a video for the launch that's over here. I'm going to push play and see if there's a volume on this.
Open doors and give access to products and consumers and new creators.
Working with Greenhouse is exciting because we're always looking for partners who have a goal that aligns with a goal of ours.
When I first heard about Greenhouse, I was like super shocked, being able to recognize like these emerging designers and kind of give them a voice.
To have something like Greenhouse around today for youth brands, I think is really cool.
It's also really inspiring to push artists to do things that they might not be comfortable doing.
I think the platform will be a good catalyst to enhance differentiation.
Right now, I'm showing way too much of that, and I'll get some type of content warning for showing so much of that. But my point in showing you guys that, and you probably couldn't hear it because it's muted and it's coming through the speakers back into a microphone, but this is the thing. When I wrote a few days ago on the Foot Locker Greenhouse, what I said was, it doesn't look like it's really an incubator. And what they used was terminology that kind of created this idea that it would be for startups. PSNY is not a startup. It's a very good brand. All of the people that were in that video just now, and when I show you the Greenhouse launch, right, in here, these are established people, man. These are not people, and I always use like Rough Feathers as an example, or No Definition. I'm using Memphis brands right now. No Definition, which is a Memphis startup for streetwear and apparel. It's not really streetwear, it's just dope clothing. That's what it is. Forget the streetwear crap. What I was hoping when Foot Locker said that this was going to be an incubator is that it was really going to be an incubator. What Foot Locker's attempting to do, and I'm going to go back to the article that I was working on, and this is what I said. Last week I sat down and wrote the post below, and I reached out to Jed Berger, Chief Marketing Officer at Foot Locker, with my report that I would be a watchdog on this. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm giving you guys information. But here's what I've written so far. Now, with the exchange in the picture, this is the exchange in the picture that I had with Jed. And you can see that he's very short-spoken. But he's that way with everyone. Here's Paulo Gonçalves, who runs We Are Underdogs. He asked if it's going to be available on the outside of the U.S., and he writes 100. I mean, these brief answers, they look cool, but man, they don't help anybody. So at the end of the day, what you get is this very kind of abbreviated response to everything, and it's really just marketing. What they're attempting to do is in this paragraph that I just wrote. As you can see, Jed doesn't respond with very detailed answers. The reality is Foot Locker is playing a game of chess, and the strategy is clear to me. I get it. But because of the wording around Greenhouse, a lot of young designers who I told about the program, they immediately feel shut out. You can't compete with these guys who are already high profile. So when we come back and we look at this stuff and we go to shop and we see that the initial release is from those people, and it's what is happening here is Foot Locker's attempting to drive a connection to streetwear, the hype beast crowd, the complex con crowd. As a matter of fact, if I go to my site here and do a search real quick, High Snobiety, and I think High Snobiety just got selling their laser. Let me see, is it High Snobiety or Modern Notoriety? I'm trying to find it, and I really shouldn't be doing this during the video, but investments. I'm trying to find this information where I understand that the people that run like the blog ecosystem in the sneaker culture complex, high snobiety, modern notoriety. Let me think. I'm trying to think of other ones, but it's just slipping my mind right now because I'm kind of frustrated, man. I'm like, dude, Foot Locker, you said that this was going to be an incubator. And instead of an incubator, what we get is simply the same thing that we always get, which are prominent streetwear brands being profiled. And these are the products that you're trying to get us to buy inside of this new greenhouse shop. I don't necessarily think that is going to benefit the company, but it does take a little bit of the kind of momentum of streetwear that's happening right now. It takes a little bit of momentum back from the blogs who are dominating search, and they are dominating the culture. I mean, ComplexCon drives more engagement than probably anything in the sneaker industry outside of Nike events and sneaker events by like big brands. So it makes sense that Foot Locker is saying, hey, we want to pull you back to us. Let's go and grab these sneaker or streetwear people and give you this information about these brands inside of our new app so you can get used to this. And maybe they're going to come back and start putting in local people like No Definition and Rough Feathers, and I'm supporting my Memphis people when I say that. I hope that's what's going to happen, because right now this is more of the same. And what I can see is, and I'm going to keep checking this, and if you guys don't have the app downloaded, that's up to you to download it. I'm not telling you to download Greenhouse. I'm going to check and see if any of these are selling out. I'm going to also be looking to see if any of it is hitting resale, because it's an interesting play by Foot Locker, but I think it's trying to straddle two lines. It's not an incubator if there aren't true startups. I love these brands. I think the people are dope, but these people, these are not startups, y'all. And I don't think it's a really cool thing to introduce the language that we associate with incubators and real startups. You know, and maybe I'm being a little bit too dramatic. I don't know. You guys tell me. You know what? Leave comments. You tell me. I'll post this on LinkedIn as well. It's just a really interesting thing to kind of pay attention to. And I just wanted to throw this video in, and I'm going to put it in the post that I'm working on right now. I'll put the video in the post, and we'll see what happens from there and see what type of response we get. That's it. Being a watchdog, man. I'm watching everything. I'm paying attention. Hopefully you guys are doing the same thing, and we can grow, and we can learn, and we can be a part of the culture and make some of this money that's floating around in the culture too, man. That's it. See you guys on the next one. I guess this is an Insider Ties. I guess it's 167 or 168. It'll be in the description. Peace. Keep an eye out. Always watching.